What's going on, guys? Is the early 2011 MacBook still a viable purchase for 2017? Let's find out. So, first let's go over the specs. This laptop has an 11-inch screen with a resolution of 1366 by 768, which is very respectable considering it's from 2011. It is still used in many modern laptops today, and honestly, it's not a bad resolution for an 11-inch screen. Having a higher resolution than this with the specs of the laptop would cause stuttering beyond belief, as it only has 288 megabytes of graphics memory, which comes from the Intel HD 3000 graphics family. The CPU from this laptop is an Intel Core i5 1.6 GHz dual-core quad-threaded CPU. It has 3 megabytes of L3 cache, and it's pretty impressive for the time that it came out. The CPU was factory upgradable to an overclocked i5, which clocked in at 1.8 GHz, or an i7 processor on the top tier model. The RAM options for this laptop were 2 or 4 GB of 1333 MHz DDR3 RAM, which was soldered to the motherboard, making it non-upgradable memory, much like everything else in this system. The camera in this laptop is a 480p 30fps camera for FaceTime, and honestly, it's not too great. All I can say is that it's good enough for FaceTime, and honestly not much else. The port selection is a lot better than the newer MacBooks, as you have the MagSafe charging port, 2 USB 2.0 ports, a 3.5mm audio jack, unlike the iPhone 7, and a Thunderbolt port which boasts up to 10 gigabits per second, meaning you can connect a USB hub, a mass storage device, or even a couple of monitors to your laptop with ease through this one port. Next up is the battery. Honestly, it was not too great to start out with, and it has only gotten worse over the years. When first released, you could expect up to 5 hours of intensive use, but I am lucky to get 2 hours out of it when I am using it today. Just typing up this script dropped me from 98% to 75%, and it's only taken about half an hour to write it. The final thing I wanted to talk about is the hard drive. It comes in two options, 64GB and 128GB. This is at a time when SSDs were not even close to being mainstream, and honestly, it is one of the only things that makes this Mac worth the premium price that you would have paid back in the day. I myself have the 64GB option, and I often find that there is not enough storage to justify that $1,000 price tag. As you can see, this MacBook still excels in a modern day workflow. I have no issues typing up notes or browsing the internet and streaming videos on this machine. It works well for all the basic things that teenage white girls need to do. If you believe people that call MacBooks a $1,000 Facebook machine, then good for you, because you are right. If you wanted a machine that could do everything you needed it to do in place of a full desktop PC, then this is not the laptop for you. But if you are like me, and you don't use your laptop as much, then I don't see a problem with this being a backup in times of need, or as a replacement for pen and paper when you need to take notes in class. Apple have unparalleled build quality, and I believe that the MacBooks they produce is a testament to that. After 5 years of usage and abuse, this Mac has fought through it all. So, is this MacBook worth buying in 2017? Yes, and no. Yes, if you are in need of a small and light laptop that is not very powerful but will do the basic things you need them to do on a daily basis, like checking emails and browsing the web. Yes, if you want a pretty laptop that will make people think you are a pretentious cunt, and yes, if you want build quality and expertise that will not go away for years to come. Because if you have Apple Care, Apple will take care of you and your Mac, assuming that you don't break it every week. This Mac has been sent off countless times and has always come back stronger than ever. So, time for the downsides. No, this laptop is not worth buying if you need a snappy machine that will make you forget about your desktop PC at home. No, it's not worth buying if you aren't a hipster trying to impress people in the local Starbucks. And no, it's not great for people trying to game at 4K 60fps or edit 8K video for your failing YouTube channel. It sits in a happy slot. A slot that is currently occupied by the worst PCs imaginable, and that is Chromebooks. This laptop is 1000% better than a Chromebook, and I would recommend a full-fledged 2011 MacBook over a limited 2017 Chromebook any day. With this laptop, you can honestly just install Boot Camp, and then you've got Windows and Mac or Linux running side by side, and it's a lot better than being limited to a Chrome OS that you can only use Google Chrome on. Now, I know Chromebooks are getting better, but at this point in time, I'd say choose the MacBook over the cheaper Chromebook. Despite all of the downsides, I still do not know whether to upgrade this laptop or not. I'm stuck for choice because of all of the seemingly awesome laptops that are out there. Obviously, we have the new Macbooks, but they don't have enough ports. We have something like a Razer Blade Stealth Ultrabook, which I love the look of, but it has the same problem as every other laptop, but we'll get into that later. There's a Dell XPS 13 or an XPS 15, which is nice, but also lacks in what I want. And there's a fully balls to the walls gaming laptop, which is usually overpriced and way too bulky for my liking. The problem that is holding me back from upgrading is simple. I love Apple's approach to the keyboard and trackpad. Nothing even comes close to what Apple has done, and that is what makes other laptops inferior to the Mac. This Mac is 5 years old, and it has a better keyboard and trackpad than both the Razer Blade and the XPS, which I've used personally, and honestly, the trackpad is just janky compared to what Apple offers. They are the only two laptops that I'd want to upgrade to anywhere, and honestly, right now, I see a new Mac in my future, because I can't wait to use that newly upgraded keyboard that they have brought out, and the trackpad that is huge, because honestly, Apple's offering is better than anything that any other laptop has, and I think it's going to stay that way. Companies do not pay too much attention to the trackpad, and they really should, because Apple's had it figured out since day one, and that is what puts them above all else. So, thanks for watching. I hope that this was informative. Don't forget to leave a like and share and subscribe if you want this channel to grow.